make the investments for this county that our county and state should be making for us. They are the ones putting $50 million on the line to bring jobs to us. Now they say, the opposition, we can hear them now, they're going to say, well, Alcoa's buying the dams. Anybody that knows anything, this battle can go on for 6 more years, it can go on for 10 more years. Our county is going to keep fighting it. We're going to keep going more and more in the hole, and we're still not going to have any jobs. I thank Alcoa for investing $10 million in ERI and helping encourage them to come to Baylor. And I will thank them when I get the chance for investing $50 million and trying to bring jobs to us. So that's what we were trying to get down to, and we feel assured, but people are saying that there's no such company, you can't Google them, and it's all kinds. So we're just trying to get to the facts, and that's what I was trying to do. Even though, from what we understand, the governor knows this, our county commissioners are supposed to know this, but we was trying to make sure that they knew what we had found out this morning, and we've got the documentation. So that's all I've got to say.
Well, why is Alcoa this business coming here? Why are they tagging it to the relicensing program? That is a separate, complete entity.
Okay.
Any industry that comes in to the county, there should not be a tag like that on any industry. I'll come into your county if you give me $50 million, okay? That's the same thing that they're saying to Alcoa. You drop the licensing, we'll come into your county. There should not be any, that is not proper corporate etiquette.
Well, let me address that. I do know on steelmaking Nucor, I was told by an executive there that on their model, 10% of their total production cost is electricity. 10%. Almost as much as any other ingredient, whether it's scrap steel or labor, but electricity is a huge part. If the 10% component of manufacture of steel and silica becomes 20%, then they would be uncompetitive. In order to pay the mortgage back, they have got to have a power purchase agreement of some number of decades to make the steel, make the silica, and to do that you have to have the water rights to run the hydro.
So this company has already made, if they come in, this company has already made an electronic agreement, well, an agreement for electricity, that they would receive the electricity for a certain amount. And so therefore they're going to come if Alcoa will do that. But why? Alcoa right now still operates the dam. There's no problem with that. They have the right to make that type of agreement. But why is it still being tagged to the relicensing problem?
Okay,
Alcoa doesn't have the right to do that.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
No, they
Right
don't.
now they do. They
can only sell wholesale.
Okay, wait a minute.
They
Let
had
me
to go
clear
to the
something up.
state.
Okay, number one, Alcoa did not find this company. Duke Power told Cleantech that you need to look at this site. The power deal is with Duke Power. It is not with Alcoa. Alcoa sells the power wholesale on the open market. And
Just my point. Therefore, it should not be reliant to anything that's over there.
But what I'm saying is that they're not even buying. They have made their power deal with Duke Power. And all they want to be, Cleantech says real quick, we do not want to get in the middle of this battle. We want it stopped because we want to come in there and make a long-term investment, and we need to know. We're talking about investing $300 million in your county, and we need to know that we've got power 10 years from now, 15, 20, 30 years from now, and they cannot be assured of that with this battle going on about the power. Because if the state was, and that's not going to happen for many, many years because it's got to go through the state courts and then it's going to be appealed to federal courts, then they are not assured of power. And that's all they want. They want the battle over so they can be assured of power going in the future. But they'll be buying from power.
Same thing on your side then. From what I understand, this is a startup company. It's also what they know as a throwaway company. Once it has been established for a few years, it's going to be sold to the highest bidder. Now, my understanding through search of the internet, a lot of these companies that have been started up have been bought by foreign companies, such as China, in one instance that I have found on the internet. So, what you're saying is, if they have to have the power to do it, then Alcoa has to have the relicensing to run the dams. So that then in 3 years, they can sell that company to China, Germany, whoever, and then where is that going to go? Also, with the economy the way it is right now in Stanley County and surrounding areas, including Charlotte, North Carolina, where there, throughout the United States, there's going to be 30,000 jobs lost due to Bank of America. You're telling me that this company is going to come in, a startup company, now this, a startup company coming in and is going to pay anywhere from $30,000, $50,000, and last night I heard $90,000 from the mayor.
That's true.
That's true.
And you can go on, we can
If
give
you
you the exact
believe
name
that,
of-
I've got some land in Florida
Okay.
that I would love to sell you people.
Okay, we can give you the
Why would we
information, you
have
can
to
call the
believe
place.
anymore about the Mississippi?
Exactly. Mississippi is their first program.
Yeah, in Mississippi, they did sell the company, and it has expanded to twice the size of what it was. And there has been an Alcoa engineer that was dispatched to go down and look it over. And what Ray Barham told me is he came back and says, you know, pretty good operation. They don't do the safety and they don't do some of the procedures like we do, but it's a first-class operation. The one thing that would anchor the plant here is the low-cost power.
And the railroad.
Yeah, the railroad and the power are the reasons why they stay here. Now, if there is foreign ownership, I would rather it be American ownership, but the jobs would stay here. The benefits would stay here, the tax base would stay here. It's better here than having them go to the Philippines or Hong Kong or China, mainland China, someplace else, or Africa, Brazil.
There's no problem. We need the jobs. We need people working. There's no problem with that. The only thing that gets me is tagging the relicensing of the dams to any corporation coming into Stanley County. It's foolishness.
Well, it's not.
It's corporate, and if you don't think that Alcoa is not looking at the dollars, why are they spending all this money to run that dam if they are not making millions, billions of dollars off of the electricity they're selling on the open net?
Profit should not be dirty work in America. I mean, that's what built America.
Just going to sit there anyway, nothing goes in.
And somebody's going to run. Here's what I would predict. If the county takes it over, and if they're successful in seizing private property, they're going to blow up some transformers.
It's not private property. You need to get that agreement and read it word for word. Alcoa has...
Stanley
Well,
County,
We're not going to beat that horse to death.
Stanley County and North
Okay.
Carolina can't fight Alcoa's winning.
And the thing about it
Stanley County cannot win against Alcoa.
is it will go to federal.
Right.
It's got to go through Stanley County, then it's got to go through the state, then it's got to go to the federal. And if they try to take over this private and every other energy company in the United States is going to come up in arms, because then they're going to take over the nuclear
Why do they
plants,
have a
Lake Forest, and
relicensing
everything
agreement
else.
if it is theirs? Why is there a license and a relicensing agreement for the 50-year term? It's just like you rent a storefront and you put the building up, you rent the property. Well, then in a few years you leave, but the storefront's there. Well, in the agreement, there's got to be something in there that they're going to pay you fair market value for that building that you put up.